We had a really bad windstorm come through here about 2 days ago. It lasted all night and all day, so maybe about 24 hours. And it knocked trees down all over the property and all over the neighbors' properties. This is the white sapote tree that I've had in previous videos. I've had videos about the white sapote fruit, and I showed this tree here. And as you can see, it was knocked right over, and it fell on this orange tree. And if you look over here, this papaya has been busted off at the top, and behind it is a rainbow eucalyptus, and you can see that has been broken off at the top, and the top is now down here. And another piece of the rainbow eucalyptus is down in the ravine there. And if you look right behind it, right here, is another rainbow eucalyptus, and it's had its top sheared off. These were hurricane force winds, and it was very localized. There was an offshore I don't know, low pressure system, and there was rain and drizzle around the islands here, but the wind was really confined to just this area. Actually, I see it's kind of starting to pick up again. That's a little worrisome. So you can see some of the immature sapote fruit right here, and I hope this tree survives. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it will, but well, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it, and my brother will probably come out here and prune it, and maybe we can get it back upright again. You look at the coffee trees actually held up pretty well. I guess they're so small that there's not a lot there to blow away in the first place, but the coffee actually held up pretty well. You can see these things even have their flowers out. And they have all their leaves, which is quite a bit different than many of the other trees. If you look over here, this is ginger, this plant near the ground, and normally they stick straight up, but you can see they're all bowed over from the hurricane force winds. That was 2 days ago, and they're still bowed over like that. Here's an orange tree. It's held up pretty well. I think it's in the shadow of a bigger tree. Here's that busted off rainbow eucalyptus, and you can see the branches on the ground, and this branch fell onto a coffee tree, but doesn't appear to have damaged the tree, surprisingly. You can see over there branches hanging. And a third rainbow eucalyptus, and you can see the breaks. You were scared, Susie, weren't you? She was hiding behind the couch when the winds were blowing. Indoors, hiding behind the couch. Actually right next to me. Little pieces of tree branches are all over the property like that. If you look over here between the coffee rows, you see a huge tree. That's an Ouvea. That is a native tree right there. That's one of the very first trees to grow on bare lava in the Hawaiian Islands, is the Ouvea tree. And that is pre-existing to the coffee farm. And it's probably over 100 feet tall, or it was. As you can see, it's fallen down into the coffee rows, and it's crushed a few coffee trees in the process. Here you can see the base of the Ouvea tree. You can see it didn't uproot the tree. The tree just broke off here at its base. And this is at least 4 feet thick from here to here, the base of this tree. So you can imagine the power of the wind it took to break that tree off and to send it crashing down into the coffee field. Even this little tea plant was knocked over. You can see how shredded the leaves are. Got this banana tree. It has been knocked over onto this coffee tree. You can see it has a bunch of bananas on it. You see these bananas are all kinked over, lying in the road. There's not much left of this banana plant, but it does have some bananas up on top. All the coconut trees survived and held onto their coconuts too. So I don't know, I suppose that coconut palms have evolved with typhoons and other storms. Perhaps that explains it. Or maybe they just got lucky, who knows. Look at all these flowers. This coffee tree will have a lot of coffee cherries on it in just a few months. This is an acai palm. The acai fruit is very popular right now for its high antioxidant value. The tree itself is a little bit beat up, but it's still here. This is the AHBU tree that has been featured in some of my earlier videos. As you can see, the tree is still standing, but it has had all of its leaves sheared off. And up here, we've got another tree that didn't do so well. It's been knocked over also. Unfortunately, the jackfruit tree didn't fare so well. The main trunk busted off and fell over. And you can see some immature jackfruit in there. Right in there is the main trunk that's been broken off. Here's a view from the other side. Here's the main trunk, and you can see it's broken off right there. all these immature jackfruit are going to waste. This is the tangerine tree that featured in my recent free-range chicken video, and it was knocked over by the wind. And what my brother has done is pruned it way back and then dug the hole out and made more room down at the base, and then he re-tilted the tree back into the hole. So we'll see how well this plant comes along over the next year. You can tell that these bananas have been through a really strong wind by how shredded their leaves are. But just 2 days later, and you can see, nice sunny day with the ocean down there. Doesn't look like it could ever get stormy around here. That is until it does.